So I became a freelance video editor, and right now, after a couple of years of doing this, I can say that, yeah, this is me. This is my job. This is what I do. This is what I'm kind of good at, and this sustains my life. But am I satisfied with it? Or I would want to rewind back the time of my life and do something differently. I worked at different office jobs, 3 total, at different points of my life, and I was quitting after 4 to 5 months on each job. I was quitting at the point where a person who was higher than me in terms of the position tried to use their power over me, and they wanted to make me feel like I'm inferior to them. That thing bothered me right away. I could cook it for 1 week in my head, and then eventually I will definitely leave the place where I was working at. And I was really happy when I did that at each company. When I felt that I was treated unfairly, I quit, and then I continue to live my life and found another way to find another job or to earn more money or to not be dependable on those people who treated me like shit. Every time when I eventually succeeded in that, I felt amazing. That was one of the most amazing feelings that I had. And then at some point, I decided that I eventually want to become a freelancer, and I didn't know the actual job, what I want to do. I was looking at copywriting, I was looking at, I don't know, website design, like front end development, anything. What stuck on me is that I was kind of addicted to YouTube and to some creators, and I was really influenced by the video content that I was consuming. Created my YouTube channel and I started working on videos. And they actually turned out all right. And I learned more and more and more. I guess when I was ready, I became a freelancer. I got my first clients. They all became my long-term clients. And yeah, now I'm working with them and I can sustain my life out of it. So that's all good. But when you're working in the office, you kind of feel safer. Because, first of all, when you attend to the office, you don't have to do shit out there, let's be honest. Most of the time, I'm not sure about anyone else, but a lot of times you're just in the office doing something, the bare minimum that you have to do, and just leave. After you left your work, you don't think about it anymore. You're just free. You do whatever you want. But then the next morning you have to wake up no matter what, go to your work and do the same shit again and again. And it's basically low effort, low quality life that you will get from working on those kind of companies. Because you are not really struggling, it's not really hard, but at the same time, you will not get a lot of growth from it. When I transitioned to freelance video editing, I work project by project. I'm not working on the retainer. I have to put my best in each project that I do. And I'm trying to really put my best. But I never realized how mentally draining it is to treat every task, every project that some random client sends to you, and you have to basically over deliver on every project that you're doing. You know the main rule for every beginner freelance video editor or anyone else: under promise, over deliver. So when I did that, I realized how mentally draining it is. Plus, we are adding the fact that you have to figure out your own schedule. You're free now. You are in control of your life. You do what you want to do. You can wake up whenever you want. You can exercise whenever you want. You can work whenever you want, and like you can decide for how long you want to work or how much you want to get done in a day. Personally, in my life, discipline always came from outside sources. Like when I played basketball for 10 years, it came from my coach. When I was working on some jobs, it came from some higher people. The discipline that you have to build by yourself, for yourself, it's a completely different beast. When you live at home, kind of isolated because of the war situation, for example, that I have now, or we had COVID, or you're living in a small one-room apartment and you have to sleep here, eat here, work here, and also, I don't know, get some rest here. And you have to squeeze all those things into this one place. And that's your life. That's your whole life. This takes a lot of discipline, a lot of willpower to make yourself do all those separate things without messing up with each other in a consistent way for a long time to achieve your long-term goals. This is not an easy life, I would say. I can create as many days off as I want. If I woke up and I don't really want to work today, I can just not. I can just get some rest, play video games, go outside. And each day you have this question in your head. Am I working today? Am I in the mood to work today? Yeah, of course, we can all talk about grind set, hustle, and do stuff like that, but doesn't work that way, to be honest. You know, there is a certain amount of bad things that can happen to you in the outside world, so that the whole grind set of yours will go to shit. It's like, yeah, you are cool while everything is great and you are on the straight line, but then one shit happens, the other shit happens, and you're not that resilient anymore. You understand that, damn, everything can become even worse at any moment in time. And you start to question that whole grind set and that whole routine that you figured out for yourself because you don't see any future or a real reason. You don't believe that you will have a future, and it's hard to find a reason to do all those things that you planned to do. So, yeah, that's a completely different topic, but I'm just saying this so you could understand that working for yourself and working as a freelancer and being free is not fully a liberation. But I'm not a proponent of 9 to 5, because when you're working for someone else's dream, and you don't care about the thing that you do, you only care about the money, it's like your whole point of existence is to get that salary at the end of the month. And if it's your only goal in your life, that's all you have to present to this world from yourself, that's a pretty sad thing, in my opinion. Yeah, of course, we all have to do our jobs and stuff like that and this and that, but we have to at least like it just a little bit or see value in it. And if I didn't see value in the stuff that I was doing, just staying there and doing the shit that I don't like, that I don't care about, I don't know if you will be happy when you will be dying, I don't know, near death experience. Just think if you will regret your decision to stay at that job and just doing that shit. I don't want to even think about that, but I do, and that's why I'm actually recording this video. It's 1 a.m. But the main point of this video is that I think that this is the struggle that is worth it. Because if you will never take your life in your hands and try to figure out how to stay disciplined by yourself, how to live life by yourself, how to choose the people to talk to, choose the projects to work on, choose what do you want to do with your life, choose when to wake up, what is the best diet for you. You have all these opportunities, you cannot decide. And yes, that is much better struggle than just blindly going through your life, working in some place 9 to 5 and not giving a shit about what you do. I guess that's much worse. We will always find problems to solve. In my opinion, it is much better to have these kind of problems where you have to dig deeper here, figure out yourself, figure out how to be resilient, figure out how to stay disciplined, what are the triggers that motivate you, figure out your main leverages in life, your drivers, what drives you. That's so much better than basically give away 9 hours of your life every day to fulfill some other person's dreams. And we all think that, yeah, when we are working at the job, we are safer. No, we are not. Every job has some person or a couple of persons who created this company. They are always still afraid that the company will go to shit at any moment. So if you will not take your chances and will not decide to create something of your own because you think that, oh, it's so much safer to work for someone than to try to make something of myself. It is not safer. It can also go to shit at any moment. It's the same way that you would create a company and you would be afraid. It's just you don't want to be that person who is afraid. That's, I guess, about the taking risks and responsibility. And you can decide what are the risks that you're willing to take. What are the struggles that you're willing to take on yourself. Being free from working for someone, that is very liberating. And I guess that's very great. But it's not easy. And this video, I guess, is made to tell you that it's all not easy, but it's totally worth it. Thank you for watching.